welcome to another video. Our story starts in the beginning of April, where spring starts fighting for its place in Norway. This is the best period for cleaning the garden, so we are going to do exactly that. So welcome in our countryside garden and watch it get spring in this part of the world. After having our focus on the house for 3 years, this spring I could finally devote some time to take proper cleaning around in the garden. A lot of trash was still to be found. The biggest job by far was removing the iron fencing that was once used to border the land when there were still animals grazing. In the end, nature reclaims everything, and branches had started to grow through and even around the fence. So here I am, trying to remove all this trash. The other big job we had this year was to take down some trees, partially for firewood, partially to free the big oak tree that was getting pressed away by faster growing trees, and partially to make us able to remove all iron fencing trash. For this we got some help from professionals, because some of these trees were too big for our experience. This period of the year is when most people thin out some forest that they own, or that they get permission to go in and to collect firewood. The snow has melted, and the roots haven't started pulling a lot of moisture, so the wood is still light and dry. Also, there's no leaves on the trees yet, so you can actually see quite well what you are doing. After some of the smaller trees were gone, I could continue removing the iron fencing that was disappearing between those trees. A very long and difficult job. And like it goes in Norway, winter doesn't give up so easily. So around the middle of April, winter made a brief return. I had to come back inside. It's just snowing too much, and the snow stays actually on the ground. It wouldn't actually have been a problem would the snow have melted at once, but it actually stays. So it has become too difficult to do any work. So we're going to try again tomorrow. That's the thing with like spring in Norway. Some days it feels like spring is here, and then no, it's not. I've decided to do something useful because I can't be outside. So this is a very old, like the original wood floor. This is actually looking really nice already, but I have to go in between like the slits here, and I have to get out all the old stuff. So I found that using like one of these is actually the easiest way. Just take like a little bit of knife, and I will just like go in between like the slits and try to get out like everything that's in here. And that's not so easy because sometimes I'm really stuck, and I have to do this before we can paint and finish the floor. And here upstairs I have so much floor left to do. After the snow went away again, we started collecting the last iron fencing, and we brought everything to the recycling station. I also collected the wooden poles, or at least those that hadn't rotten away, so we might use them for future garden projects. By this time, all the trees were taken down and had to be cleaved and collected from the forest. Another very time-consuming task. Some of this firewood will be for us, but some, especially that from the big trees, are for the owner of the land. Spring really started showing its first signs, and as we were getting close to the 1st of May, I lighted a whole bunch of Beltane fires with the leftover garden waste. And then we actually needed some space to store our new firewood, so this was the perfect opportunity to clean out a part of the front of our land that had been collecting renovation trash. Koen built a really nice frame against the side of our outhouse, and I painted it with the leftover paint from the house. We also decided to finish off the last work on the downstairs patio. It still needed some roof to be finished and some small painting jobs. Like always, the smallest details make the biggest difference. We hang the swinging chair and I already look forward to spending a lot of time here during the summer months. And like it always goes, in the month of May, summer arrives all of a sudden. It always surprises me how quickly seasons can shift here. And thus I finished another project and I painted the old upstairs terrace we have. We are planning on building out this side of the house, building a garden house with a big terrace on the roof. But realistically, this will have to wait at least another year or two. And in the meantime, I do want the space to be nice so we can enjoy it. And by the middle of May, the land had completely transformed. Here are some images from around the house after the complete arrival of spring. I am going to end the vlog here. I really hope you enjoyed the transformation during the whole months of April and May. I did a lot of work this year in the garden, we did a lot of work, but we're not going to do any more really big projects this year with the garden and the outside space. All the other big plans we have are for next year or the year after it. I'm really happy with our progress. It again looks so much better than last year. I'm really happy what we did. And also I hope you enjoyed how it went from still like snow in April until like 20 degrees and full-on summer by the third week of May. And it's always like this. I feel like every year I feel like summer is here, like suddenly summer is here. It somehow always feels like this. So thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time.